What is up, guys? Up North Rider here, and today I want to talk to you guys about solo riding and group riding. So if those topics are something you want to hear about, stick around, because we'll get right into that subject. Yeah guys, solo riding versus group riding. It's a subject that most motorcyclists will come across and will be part of. In this video I'm going to outline a couple of pros and cons for both, and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end. So let's just get right into it, eh? Well, about a month ago I rode down to the Brass Monkey motorcycle rally, and that trip is a 3,200 kilometer round trip for me, and I rode about 2,700 kilometers of those solo. So I've done a little bit of solo riding in just recent times, in like a big touring type thing. So I just wanted to share my thoughts on the subject of solo riding as well as group riding, because for 500 k's of that I rode in a group. So here we go. Straight away, the pros of solo riding is you're free to do what you want. You're not governed by anyone, you're not governed by anything. You might have a time constraint, because like for me, when I went on my ride I had the ferry to catch, but in between here and there I just did whatever I wanted, stopped where I wanted. If I wanted to take a photo somewhere just for an impromptu thing, I did. If I wanted to stop somewhere other than where the predetermined stop was, I did. It was good. And like I could change my mind on which highway I wanted to go on, or who I wanted to see along the way and that sort of thing. So yeah, those are what I see as the real pros of solo riding. The freedom to do your own thing. Some of the cons though is you're on your own. A few spots when I was out on my big old ride down south I was really on my own. I was on some pretty remote areas, so if something went wrong I was on my own. There's no one to help you. Hopefully you'd be able to get help, or someone would see something happen or something like that, but yeah, so that's one of the big cons, is you're on your own. And if you're going remotely, you got to have that in mind and not get too carried away and too crazy with things. That was one of the big cons that I found with solo riding, was the fact that you're on your own. And the next one is when you actually arrive somewhere, you don't have anyone to talk with, really. You're stuck talking to yourself, or you might go to a bar and you might strike up conversation with some people who may want to know what you're doing, but generally you're flying solo, so it's not so social. I was lucky on the Brass Monkey, there are bikers everywhere. On the way down, walking to a pub, man, there's heaps of bikers, so that wasn't really an issue on the way down. Coming home was a lot less people around for me, for social interaction. So that's one of your big cons, eh? The big con is it's not too social. But one thing I did find when I was riding with a group, pretty much we rode from Christchurch to Ranfurly with a group, and that run was pretty good. Group riding, yeah, we had a real like-minded group, which was really good. We had predetermined sort of stops where we knew we were going to stop here and there. We were going to stop at X place from Christchurch. We're stopping in Ralston for fuel, and meet up with another guy, and then we were carrying on, stop at Timaru, and then on to Oamaru. We were always going to stop at those areas and then on from there. So, and I was lucky because the guys that I rode down with, very similar riding style, very similar age groups, so we fit well, actually. We didn't muck around too much. We cut along at a good pace, but not a dangerous pace and not craziness. We let those fellas overtake us and go. One of the big pros, the big pro of group riding, is it's so social. You're riding with all your mates, you're riding along, you're doing stuff, it's cool. You're sort of looking at each other, it's very social. When you get to a destination, you've got people to talk to, you've got people to socialize with, just like when I got to the rally with these guys. I was there with them all, and it was super social. So I really enjoyed that part of it. That was definitely the big upside. Now there's always more than one upside to group riding. Like I just touched on with solo riding, we were in some remote spots, and well, I had people with me. I had like-minded people that were right there, so if anything went down, you had someone to help you out. One of the big cons is, of course, like I just said, you've got predetermined stops. We had predetermined stops. You're sort of governed by that. Couldn't really just stop on the way. I mean, I could, of course you could, anyone can stop, but it doesn't quite gel with the group, eh? You got to stick within your group, you know. You don't have to stick within your group, but it's nice to stay within the crew and not get too split up. Like we were like a pod, and we were just cruising down the highway. Like I said before, we all gelled well. We rode in staggered formation. We rode really well as a group. As far as the cons go, like I say, you're governed. You know, you don't have as much freedom to stop. And of course, there's always those ones, if you were in a group of guys or girls, and you have the riders who want to take off, you have the riders who want to go mad, want to go hard, and sometimes you get drawn along with them. You know, we all do it, and we've all done it. You've got drawn in, next thing you know, you're ripping down the road, and you're drawn into doing that sort of stuff, and you might be not wanting to do it, but you just get sucked along with the moment, and you can end up riding above your ability or your comfort zone, and then next thing you know, you have a spill. So no, there's always potential. You don't always have a spill, but you know what I mean. You know where I'm going. So those are what I see as the two big pros and cons for group riding. So if I pull that all together, you know, and we have a bit of a talk, and I sort of analyze it, while it is really good at times to be solo riding, it's also really good to be in a group. I think as long as your group gels well and you're good with your group and everything goes well, you know, and like I like the group riding, I wouldn't go for a great big huge group. Maybe on a big old poker run, yeah, that's a bit different, but like for a big touring type of thing, I wouldn't have a huge group of people. If you've got like-minded people, group riding is really good, really social. You know, if you've got guys who gel well in a group, who like riding in groups, who are happy not to be the leader, you know, or happy to follow, or happy to just, you know, not to get too carried away and all that sort of thing, then group riding can be really rewarding. And like I say, it's very social. You know, I must say, the social side probably outweighs the other sides. Now, if you just want to be one with yourself and go off and do what you want, well, hey, obviously solo riding's the one for you. But you know, when I think about it and I draw it all together, pull it all together, I like both. And I know that's bloody inconclusive, isn't it? But I do like both. The vast majority of my riding is actually solo. I am definitely more of a solo rider as opposed to a group rider. I do get out in groups every now and again, and I ride with mates and stuff like that, and get around, do the odd run, you know, poker runs here and there. The vast majority of the time I am on my own riding, and I'm happy to do that, you know. So I do like both, and I do feel that both has a place in this whole scheme of things. So, but for traveling, like, I will say that for traveling, if you have a group of yous, it is good. If you're all like-minded people and you're traveling in a group and there's, say, 3 or 4 of yous, well, I mean, it's pretty awesome, eh? You can't really go too wrong, and the social side really outweighs a lot of the negatives. So yeah, guys, I'm on the fence with the old solo and group riding. I do like solo riding, but man, on those bigger trips, having people to talk to and to be around, it's just awesome, mate. You know, it's bloody hard to compete with that, especially. But I would say you guys want to make sure you have like-minded people and ride your ride, eh? No matter whether you're solo riding or group riding, you've got to make sure that you ride your ride. So that's my thoughts on riding solo versus riding in a group. Yeah, so anyway guys, I hope you can take away from this that, you know, don't be afraid to be a solo rider and don't be afraid to be a group rider. Anyway guys, hey, leave a comment down below what you think of group riding versus solo riding and that sort of thing. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know how you guys all like this sort of stuff and how it plays out for you. Anyway guys, that's me. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one.